Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Extinguisher 10, and today we are going over how to scout and draft tight ends in Madden 20. If you find you like this video and want to see more, jump on down, hit the big old red subscribe button down below, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And if you really like the video, give me a big old like on the video. That'll really help out the channel. But with all that being said, let's jump straight in the video. As you can see, we're starting off in week 3. That is the first time that you can scout players. So we're going to jump on down into here. And over in the corner, you see that we start off with 175 points. You get 200 if you upgrade your coach with the scouting package. But for now, we're going to start off with this 175. When we get enough points, I'll show you how to upgrade your coach. But for now, we're going to jump over to tight end, start with our first guy, and the best way to conserve points, so that way you can scout more players in the future, both more tight ends or more players at other positions, just hit them with the first category, and this will give you an idea if they're even worth a darn at all. This first column is just the best trait of the player. One thing to keep in mind is that tight ends are an interesting beast. So you have vertical threat. These top guys are vertical. Then you have possession, and then you have, come on, where is it? Where is he? There's got to be somebody. Anybody? There are no blocking tight ends in this class. That is fantastic. That just makes this video great because I can only show you 2 out of 3, but I'll give you what I have. So vertical threat, he's going to be, well, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's the guy who's going to run downfield. He's fast. He's got good deep route running, medium route running. Possession, he's more short and medium. And often with the possession guys, they're decent blockers too, whereas the vertical threat, most of the time they're not. They're just basically glorified wide receivers playing tight end. And of course blocking, that's pretty self-explanatory too. If he's a blocking guy, he might be a good pass catcher, but he's going to be more in like the possession kind of style where it's going to be short and medium route running, catching traffic, that kind of thing. But he's going to be mostly a road grader. So as you can see, we're starting off a lot of C+ and B- guys. In fact, everyone is until our possession guy right here at B, spectacular catch. I'm just going to hit him with the one thing. He goes down to a C+, just like pretty much everybody else. We'll advance the week and take a look at everyone else. So now that we have some fresh points, unfortunately, I would normally say, oh yeah, this guy you don't want, this guy you do, this guy you don't. But they're all pretty close, so we're just going to have to actually scout everybody and kind of go from there. Or at least we'll start, maybe some guys will drop off. So we'll just drop down one at a time and just get the next category. And people might start separating themselves from each other. All right, so as you can see right here, C-, C-. He's a 7th rounder, so you wouldn't expect too much out of him. But D, forget it. Not even going to do it, not even out of a 6th rounder. If he's the most athletic guy in the class when we get the combine report, then we might throw another point into him, but for now, we're going to pass. C+, C+, we're looking in the second category right now. C-. Ooh, this guy had one of the higher ceilings, but his floor is dropping off pretty quick, so we're going to skip him for now. C+, C-. There again, we're going to skip that C-, and we're just going to finish off with these guys right here. And see, oh, I didn't mean to hit him. And there we go. So Matt Miles, he drops off to a D, but the computer says he's a 7th round talent. Let's bring up the thing. They are saying he is a mid 7th round talent. I mean, at this point, if you just need like a body, this guy would be fine. He's a vertical threat, but I don't know how much of a threat he's going to be. He's C-, C-, D. I don't know. And then, of course, going up to Edward Levi. CPU says he's a 3rd round talent. Let's jump in, get a better idea. It says he's a late 3rd rounder. Sounds a little better, as opposed to him being a mid 3rd rounder as far as when he's projected to leave, or be picked, I should say. B, spectacular catch, C+ short route running, and C catching. He's a possession guy, so that's kind of interesting. He might be worth a pick in the 5th round if he's still there, but we'll see how he compares to everybody else. Brock Hoke. C+ is across the board. He's consistent. He has a higher floor than anybody else we've looked at, so that is a plus. As a matter of fact, the CPU says he's a 2nd round talent. Let's jump in. It says he's a mid 2nd round talent. He's 22 years old, just like just about everybody else. It is C+ catching, C+ spectacular catch, and C+ catching traffic. It's all in the catching. His route running's probably not going to be that great. But, I mean, good catching. He's a possession guy, so he's probably going to be decent at blocking. Not too great down the field. maybe worth looking at to be a second tight end on your roster. Oliver Robbins, C+, C, C. I'm not too high on him because, well, look at the guy beneath him. You're probably going to want to take Brock first, but it does say that he's a third-round talent. Let's jump in. It says he's a late third. It projects him to go in mid-4. That's not really that much of a value, but C+ catch in traffic, C short route running, and C spectacular catch. 22 years old. Is everybody 22 years old? He's not really blowing me away. He's probably going to be okay. So, these red diamonds, you never want to draft anybody with a red diamond, because by the time you get to where this guy's in the 5th round, he's going to be gone. This guy says he's a 4th round talent, going to be gone. 3rd round talent, going to be gone. And if he has a red diamond, it is guaranteed that he will have normal development. If they have a green diamond down here, probably still going to be a normal development, but there is at least a chance when you get higher up. And wow, okay, this is a really weak class. Really weak class. But 1st and 2nd round, that's where you're most likely going to get your higher development guys, your superstars, superstar X Factor, those kind of guys, 1st and 2nd round, especially in the 1st round. And that's really it. The high-end guys are not really that high, and the low-end guys are basically right where the high-end guys are. We have 30 points. Just for the sake of it, I'm going to hit that guy. Yep. Red 4, don't want him. We're going to get that. It says undrafted talent, and why the heck not? I have 20 more points. Let's hit him up. So just for the sake of it, because this draft class is kind of crappy, I'm going to scout these guys down here, see how they look, and they're probably not going to be worth a darn. But yeah, we're not scouting anything else. I don't need to conserve the points. So I've gone through, scouted everybody. You would never want to go through and scout undrafted players, but we're really just doing it for the exercise of it. And you can sometimes find some okay players that would normally be 6th or 7th round, maybe a 5th round guy. But do you really want to waste the points on someone like that? No. And this is a perfect example. So this is one of the best guys I see in the board right here. He's projected to be in the 6th round as far as talent. Late 6th rounder, C+, C, C-, another possession guy. As a matter of fact, is there any blocking guys even in the undrafted? No, of course not. But, oh, there's a 7th rounder, C-, C-, C-. 7th round talent right here, C, C-, D, still not impressive. And the last remaining guy, he's a 5th round talent. He is the gem of the projected to be undrafted class, and it still says he's a late 5th rounder. And with that floor of being a D, he must be super athletic, because damn. So at this point, we're going to advance farther into our season, upgrade our coach, and then get to where we can see the combine grades. By the way, this guy's name is Coco. Love it. All right, so we've advanced to week 11. I can now upgrade my coach, but right before we do that, I want to show you that the points do carry over, but what does carry over splits in half. So if you have, say, 20 remaining points, it will only carry over 10 of it. So you really want to use your points to the fullest each week. But now we're going over and upgrading the coach. You go from things to do, over to team, down to my coach, spend coach XP, and this top one right here makes it easy. Increase, bam, we now get 200 scouting points each week. So we are now here at Super Bowl week. This is the first time that you can scout players after the regular season has ended. We have 399 points. I think that's where it caps out at. We've scouted everybody. We're just going to continue to advance on. So one thing I want you to keep in mind, if you draft a player really high in the draft and he only has normal development, or maybe star and you're hoping he had superstar or superstar X Factor, you can progress your guys into a higher development. And one way is by winning awards. In fact, I found that Raekwon McMillan here, scroll down right here, development increased. It can either be from winning Defensive or Offensive Player of the Week, or of the Year, or winning best, say in this case, Middle Linebacker of the Year. He has 2 things that help him out. He led the NFL in both tackles, and he was the Defensive Player of the Year. It was probably Defensive Player of the Year that got him that development upgrade. So keep that in mind. You can only move up 1 development trait per year. So in this case, he went from star to superstar development. Next year, if he does this again, he'll probably go up to Superstar X Factor. So if you get something that you're not happy with, don't fret, you can upgrade these guys. In here in off-season free agency 2, this is the first time that you can see the combine scores. So as soon as this loads, thank you, we can actually check it out and see how athletic these guys are. We already know we don't want any of these guys, and none of them were super athletic. This is the most athletic guy, 6.2 compared to all these guys who are in this pretty much the same range. And it looks like so far, I'm going to say that Brock Hoke is the best tight end in this class, and it's not just because it says that he is a second round talent, which he may very well be, but he also has one of the highest combine scores. He has one of the highest floors with a C+. In fact, does anybody else have a C+ floor? No, he is the only player with a third trait being C+. And of course, these are your top 3, so it's only going to go down from here. So we already know everybody's traits behind this are lower, or at least at the same, so he's definitely got the most potential. A 4th rounder who's projected to be a 2nd round talent, 2nd most athletic. Let's break it down. He is the... Wow, that is impressive. Okay, so he's the 1st strongest. He is the 20th fastest. As we can see, there's only 24 guys, so he's slow. He is one slow tight end. So keep that in mind. He's talented. His combine score's pretty good. He's one of the best catching guys in here. He's probably going to be a good blocker too, just based off of that strength. But keep that in mind. He is not going to be someone who you want to send out on a deep post or anything, or streak. This is someone who's going to be a good blocker for you and run some curls, maybe a short little slant, something like that. That is the player that this is. Keep that in mind when you draft him. Oh, and another thing to keep in mind, he's 22 years old. We've brought this up. Most of these guys are 22 years old. The younger a player is, the faster he progresses, or maybe I should say the less XP it takes for him to get an upgrade point. So let's say it takes a 22-year-old, I don't know, 10,000 XP to get an upgrade point. But if he's 30, which, yeah, I know, that's a big difference. Instead of being 20,000, it could be 200,000. So of course, if you've got 2 players who are really close, but they're 2 years apart difference, you definitely want to go with the younger guy. So I think at this point, I should show you how to add guys to your board. In this case, I'm using PlayStation 4. So in this case, you just add them by triangle. I think it's the top button on Xbox too. So triangle, boom, boom, boom. You see the little star there popping up. I'm just going to add the guys who are in green and have some kind of skill worth looking at. So now I have everyone added. So now you just tab over and go to draft board. Boom. Now we just have the guys on our board and we should sort it. So by doing this with PlayStation, you just hold X. In fact, it shows it right there. Hold X to reorder and boom, Brock Hoke, number 1. So here we are at the draft week. And you can look at this at any point in time, but I'm just going to show you once everything's done. I think stories do drop off, but we're going to go over to League, News, and then Top Stories. We're going to skip that and go over to Draft Stories. There's 10 of them. You look at these guys, and they will give you a very good indication if someone has a hidden development trait. And this is probably the easiest way to maybe get a Superstar X Factor player, because if he's on this list and it says something positive about him, that's pretty much a guarantee that he has hidden development, which helps narrow it down to, you know, he's not normal, so you're that much closer to Superstar X Factor. And unfortunately, that is really the closest you can get to drafting a Superstar X Factor player, is by going through this. And of course, finding gems. If you can get a 2nd rounder who is a high 1st round talent, that is also a good indication that they're probably going to have a great development trait. And be happy if you get a Superstar and not a Superstar X Factor, because if you can progress him up by getting some kind of award, boom, you're right there. So just looking at the stories here, unfortunately there's no tight ends, but if there was one, we would want to prioritize that guy over anyone remotely close to him in skill. And here we are in the draft. Let's skip ahead to our pick. And here we are in the draft. We are picking 9th. I'm not even going to bother to pause it because we used our draft board. We already know what we want. So draft board, boom, there we are. We have lots of picks, as you can see. I traded back from the last draft, and we're going to be picking this guy ahead of time. It's going to say, I'm going to warn you right now, because I'm picking him so early, it's going to say that we reached. But we know that. We're doing this just for the experiment. Brock Hoke, I'm going to say, and each draft class is different, so it's hard to tell. I'm going to say he's probably about I'm going to go a 70 overall. And 68, I was 2 off. Of course, it says that we reached. It says that Brock is 50th in true talent. We took him at 9th. And of course, it says he's 2nd in true talent, and that he's projected to go in the 4th round, and really 50th in true talent. That is mid in the 2nd round. So the computer was pretty spot on. I'm finding that this year it is way more accurate than in years past, where it might say, oh yeah, he's second in true talent, and you draft him and he's high 1 or he's low 4. It would kind of give you a general ballpark, but it was kind of inaccurate. This year it's pretty precise, so you can kind of cheat that way, unfortunately, which makes it a little less fun. But normal development, 22 years old. So of course the 68 overall, it's not ideal, but he's going to progress into somebody okay for you. And we are back in the first round. We're now picking 14th, and once again it's going to tell us we reached third round talent. It says we could take him in the 5th, but computer scouts too, so I would recommend taking him more like in the 4th. Don't want to reach too far up, but let's go for it. 66 overall. It's a really weak class, unfortunately, but you get an idea. We're going so far in order. 66 overall, like we said, 88th in true talent. That's pretty much right in the 3rd round, just like it said. Let's continue on to the next pick. So with another 1st round pick, we're taking somebody who's going to be a 3rd round talent, but we know that. Let's go. And Oliver Robbins, another 66 overall, but just for the exercise, we're going to keep going. Probably going to be right about the same. 62 overall, 60. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah, if you need a tight end and you were counting on that in this draft class, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Matt Miles, let's go. Oh, that's right. This is the fast guy. I want to see how fast he is. And 59 overall. I wouldn't even want to draft this guy. He would probably go undrafted. And even if he did go drafted, you're not missing out on much. His speed is 83. He's the fastest in this class. This is just a shitty class. And I'm not even sure why I'm doing this, but we'll get through it real quick. Christian Clayton and 60 overall. Okay, so I put the other guy ahead because I really liked his speed, but you know what? That was a mistake. I shouldn't have gone with that because, hey, this guy's, well, slightly better. He was 59, 58. What was that again? I don't know. Really, it kind of depends on what you need. If you need someone with some really good speed, that was the right way to go. But if you want someone who's a little more balanced, Christian Clayton's your guy. And finally, with our last guy, Javonte Robinson. He's going to be crap. 59. There we go. 221st in true value. We drafted him at 45. We knew it was going to be a bad class. But you know what? It was all for the exercise and showing you how it works. And yeah, we got dealt with some bad cards, but we showed you, hey, we pretty much drafted everybody just about in the exact order of their overall. So you can see how to sort everybody, how to prioritize them, what to look for, go to the draft stories, what to look for in the combine. And of course, if you want to progress someone to Superstar X Factor or to just something higher, you know, try and get them an award of some sort, whether it's Offensive Player of the Week or it's leading the league in touchdowns, receptions, yardage, anything like that in his possession group. That should help. That might do it. And this was one of my shorter how-to videos, mainly because there's less players, and it was quite a bit easier because there was just not very good players in it, so a lot less people to go through. But I hope you liked the video. If you want to see more, I'm going to come out with probably defensive line next. I also have wide receiver to do, linebacker, safety, and running back. And if this is your first video, I have more videos on how to scout and draft players in Madden 20, so go ahead and check that out. I also have my predictions for the NFL playoffs. That's been really fun to do. And my favorite series, maybe of all time, is my Madden Relocation franchise series featuring the London Bulldogs. That's been a blast. I'm working on the draft right now. It is so close to being done. Probably going to come out in about a week from when this comes out. And then we're going to hit the road running with season 2. It's been so much fun. If you've been watching it, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it, I hope you check it out and that you enjoy it. But really, until next time, this is Extinguisher 10 signing out. Have a great rest of your day.